Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Så tycker som Kelly konsolata konsolfelino. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Hey there. Welcome to Wanna Bet. I'm Jason. That's Ben. Our buddy Eric Casilli. That's a sign. I think he will join us on Wednesday. We do this 7 days a week. We give you all our picks, and unlike basically everybody else in this business, we let you know exactly what we're hitting, what we're losing, where we stand for the previous day, where we stand since we launched this show on May 21st. The rundown there you see on the side if you're new to the show, kind of just a little bit of a guide of where we're going, our three favorite plays that we're making right now. Fourth and long, could also be fourth and short. It's usually a long-term bet, a futures bet. It also could be something to hit quickly in a game. Overtime, we're giving you football parlays or football parlays every day. Beltway Ben, how did it go yesterday? Yeah, I'm in trouble, folks. Wasn't that long ago that I was pushing 40 units up. It's been a bad October. Egbuka gets hurt in that game. Baker Mayfield goes off. Anyway, that's kind of a sign of where things are with me right now. Tucker Kraft caught everything thrown to him. Not much thrown to him. 2 balls for 43 yards. We needed 7 more. Ferguson, if you'd have told me in that Dallas game that the backup tight ends were going to have as many targets as Ferguson, he told me he's going to catch every ball thrown at him, of course. He told me the backup tight ends are going to have as many targets, and the fullback's going to have basically as many targets, and the running backs plus Pickens are going to combine for 20 targets. That against that Panthers defense, I wouldn't have bought that. But that's where it is. Hopefully this is my low point. But enough about me, because Beltway Ben's crushing it.
Yeah, we finished up just under 2 units or 3. It was a good day. It was a good finish. If the Chiefs lose last night, it would have been down, or it would have been tight. But the Chiefs winning cashed us that plus 240 parlay. Vidal, it was good for us. He also had 2 catches, and I told you guys plus 155 to take that, or plus 160. Rico Dowdle had another big day. Juwan Jennings and Isaiah Likely, that was what held us down. If Isaiah Likely does what I thought he was going to do, we would have had a monster day. We hit another parlay. We cashed on 2 Marvin Mims props. Bo Nix brought us down a little bit. And then we had Rams early in the week. There were some things earlier in the week that helped us. But yeah, it wasn't an amazing day, but we did finish up.
Yeah, the Rams game, Devontae Adams he drops a touchdown. Yeah, hey, look, it's gambling. But not NFL, not being very kind to me right now. All our picks in real time available right there at the Super Discord, again, along with our buddy Eric Casillius and a few others across all sports. Whenever we make a bet, we log it there. All right, Beltway Ben, where are you taking us on first down?
Yes, first down, we will go to this game, and we're going to go Bijan Robinson over 15.5 carries. If you shop around, you'll find it at minus 110 some places, but plus 101 is where I like it. I think to beat the Bills, you have to be heavy with the run and continue to let that take the game over. We know the Bills can run a lot of clock, control the ball, and then Josh Allen beats you with his arm. Like, they do things well. Joe Brady plays a little tentative, but I think that Atlanta has to. I mean, Bijan is the best player on the football field when he's out there, and you have to get him involved as much as possible. The Bills have actually been good defending running backs in the passing game. I still think Bijan is a different breed and could get going there. But most importantly, I think you have to get him going on the ground. This team does not tackle well. They're light up front, and they struggle there. In their wins this year, Bijan has gone over this. Now, some of that also is you're playing up, you're handing the football off, you're controlling clock, you're running clock. But that has to be the recipe for success to beat a Bills team that on paper is better than what you are. And I don't think Michael Penix letting him kind of take you out of the game, throw a few interceptions. I don't know that that's the answer. So I do like Bijan Robinson over 15.5 carries.
Yeah, I'm going to be on Bijan a little a little later in the show. First down, I'm going to the running back on the other side. This Trosky Merritt kid looks like a pretty good fit in this offense. This is a Bears defense that sucks against the run. 24th in rush D EPA, 30th in rush D success rate, allowing 6.1 per carry. Debo's banged up. Jaden Daniels has already missed time this year with an injury. He missed time right around this time a year ago with an injury. While his legs are always an element, I don't know that that's something they want to ride. I think they will ride this kid. It would not surprise me if he's pushing 100 yards rushing in this game. We're playing it at the standard number here, 69.5. Slightly juiced, but not all that much. He's displayed a nose for the end zone, right? 4 rushing touchdowns already. You want to tag this with an anytime touchdown, get a little more money, get on the plus side. You certainly could do that. I have done that. But I'm not going to give that one out here because just the way shit's been going. So anyway, that's my first down play. But wait, Ben, second down.
Yeah, second down, we will go to a rushing prop. And not a usual one. DJ Moore over 5.5 rushing yards tonight. I don't like what Swift is giving them. And they're like trying to get him involved and they're trying to get it going. And he just has not been able to get it going on the ground. DJ Moore has gone over this in 2 games. And both of those games were the only games where he got carries. I think Johnson's going to get creative tonight. This is a big time matchup, Monday Night Football. We know what he did with Detroit when he was there in terms of creativity and getting certain guys the ball and end arounds, things like that. But DJ Moore, we also have the upside to just get it straight up out of the backfield. I mean, they put him back there multiple times. Now, the past few weeks, he has not gotten it on the ground that way, but he has still been lined up in the backfield, and it's more in passing. So I do think DJ Moore gets a number of carries tonight. As I said, he's over this in 2 games. I think they're going to give it to him enough. 5.5. If he gets 3 carries, he goes over it. That's how it's been. It's been 3 or 2 and then 0-0. So I do think they're going to give it to him on the ground. It's also been off and on, right? The week 1 he got it, week 2 he didn't, week 3 he got it, week 4 he didn't. I think they're going to have to. I just think you got to get a little creative against this matchup where the Commander's going to be able to run all over you and do a lot of different things well against you. So you got to get creative, make the most out of it. I do like a Caleb Williams prop, which we'll get to on third down. It is a homecoming for him. But DJ Moore played college football right down the road. I think he understands his field. Also had a big win against Texas here. So I like him over 5.5 rushing yards.
Second down for me, I'm going to Jaden Daniels. You watched the show over the weekend. I told you guys I'm on him at 33-1 to win the MVP. I think he's got an opportunity here to lead this team potentially to a division title and make people who have short memories remember just what he can do. He's been great in primetime spots, and this is a Bears defense that's a bit of a pass of least resistance. Remember, they've already had their bye. They're coming off their bye. So they've only played 4 games. They've allowed 10 passing touchdowns. Opposing quarterbacks are completing 74% of their passes, and they don't get much pass rush, whether they blitz or whether they try to bring 4, just 5 sacks. The Washington offensive line looked better than I thought it would, frankly, to this point. And I like this kid in this spot to be able to throw for a couple of passing touchdowns. He doesn't have Scary Terry. He really hasn't had Scary Terry in any kind of form all year after that long contract impasse. So that doesn't really affect me. He's the kind of quarterback can make anybody a star. I'm also playing this with Washington on the money line. Official 1-unit play plus 148. Drop my pencil. Look, the numbers got a little out of hand here with Washington laying points. And I don't know if they cover or not, but I do think they win this game at home. You're talking about a Bears team that just want to double check here. Yeah, 8-28 on the road the last 5 years. 13-23 against the spread on the road since 2021. That's 31st in the NFL. Caleb, 2-8, winning football games on the road. 2 wins, 10 road games. I don't think he gets number 3 here, although it certainly is a homecoming for the DeMatha kid. And I think he shows well here, but I don't think he shows as well as Daniels. Third down, Ben.
Yes, speaking of that, I will go to Caleb Williams prop. Over 261.5 passing and rushing yards at minus 110. Like, he could do this with his arm. I mean, let's be honest. With the things that he's done, he could do this with his arm, and he also has the rushing factor. And we saw it in week 1 where he got off for like 53 yards in that Monday night game. And he's also prone to playing hero ball. This is a homecoming game for him, as we mentioned. He's played here. He's been here before, and he he grew up watching the Commanders, growing up in DC, going to Gonzaga. I think that we see a master class from Caleb Williams all night. I talked about it earlier with Swift. He has not been able to get going, and they've tried, and he just hasn't been able to get going. Ben Johnson knows how to get his quarterbacks in the best potential spot. And also, like that offensive line, if it breaks down, Caleb Williams pressured, we always have the ability of him to get out of the pocket and make a play with his legs. He's also got a strong arm. I'm not singling out any, throws over the top to beat somebody down the field. We've seen him and Odunze have a lot of connections on that. DJ Moore hasn't quite gotten going in the passing game yet. Wouldn't surprise me if we saw him a little bit more there tonight. But 261.5, some weeks for certain guys, this is a just passing number. We're getting the rushing upside with a guy who can make plays with his legs. I love this play here.
Yeah, look, I think he has a big night, and I think his legs will certainly be a significant part of that. This could be two young quarterbacks on a big stage, playing a little bit of anything you can do. I can do better. Third down, look, the Falcons are live for me here. It would not surprise me at all if the Falcons won this game, and I think there's a path to running this offense through their running backs to get them there. Buffalo's defense is no great shakes. And they're up against a real defense here, so I don't think they're going to get to play with the 2 and 3 score leads that bring out the best in them. I don't think Josh Allen's going to have that kind of success. I think it's a closer game, and I think Atlanta, Raheem Morris, defensive-minded head coach, Zach Robinson seemed to get the memo a couple weeks back that we need to ride our running backs. So you've got Bijan in great form. Bijan's leading the Falcons in receiving yards and rushing yards. Against the defense, that's allowing 5.6 per carry. That's 24th in rush D success rate, 28th in rush D EPA. Ed Oliver's back. He's not a two-gapper. He's not a guy who just stands there and stuffs the run by mere presence alone. It's a light front for the Bills, and Milano's out. And Milano would have been the guy to try to stop Bijan after the catch, across the middle, wheel routes, all that stuff. I think it'll be a conservative approach for Penix, and I don't think this guy can touch the ball too much. That's why I'm also on him to get 150 scrimmage yards in this game. He's been, again, just go look at what he's doing. He's been a scrimmage monster. This is a potential statement win for Raheem Morris. And I think it's a bit of a coming out party for Bijan. He's regularly getting 50 receiving yards. And against this defense, yes, I think he can rush for 100. Even 75 and 75 would not shock me. So we got a ladder going with Bijan, and that's the top rung of the ladder at 150. Fourth down, Ben.
Yeah, I'm with you on the first third down play. I do think Bijan has a pretty big night. Fourth and short or long, it's somewhat long. We're going with the Dodgers to win the series -1.5 games here. They went 0-6 during the regular season. These teams played at different times, right? The Brewers 38-16 in July and August, and you look at what they did in September, just 12-12. Postseason experience for this Dodgers squad is pretty big, and it's happened. We see it a lot in the playoffs. Roki Sasaki has changed things a little bit for him in the bullpen. Scott, if Scott wasn't even a part of this, if they would have signed somebody other than him, I don't know that they blow 12 games the way he did. I mean, he just wasn't good, and him being hurt might not. I'm not saying that helps them, but it might be better for them because they can get other guys in there. I know Trinan is whatever Trinan is, but I think Vesia is good. You look at Vesia's playoff numbers, and everybody looks and says that ERA is huge. It's because he gave up 2 earned runs in a third of an inning in his first outing, and in 4 straight, including a Phillies lineup who's much better than the Reds, he didn't give up a run. So I think Vesia settled down a little bit. And as I said with Sasaki, you give him 3 innings out of the pen. He looks fired up. He looks pretty dialed in. I mean, this was a kid who at one point this season was sitting in the dugout in tears because he couldn't figure it out. Now he seems fired up. He seems comfortable. And I think the lineup is definitely taking a step forward. Teoscar Hernandez all year really didn't look right. Nothing looked good for him or didn't look like it was moving. He starts to find some power. Mookie Betts all of a sudden has turned it on, and we know Mookie Betts has been a great player in the playoffs before. Will Smith's back from the hairline fracture, hasn't been great at the plate since, but you do think he can get it going. He had a big run for them last year. And then, with what their rotation is, Blake Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow, Ohtani, they said he's going to pitch at some point. I like this, how it matches up in terms of 2-3-2. If they can get one on the road in Milwaukee, you get 3 home games outdoor where the Brewers did not play very well outdoor, swinging the bat, at least in that series. I think the Dodgers can push them. If they can get it home with the 1-1 series, this is good. Snell has been incredible. 13 innings, 18 Ks, 2 earned runs, continued from the regular season, and he's pitching a lot of these big games. So could they make a statement tonight on the road? Yes, but I do like them to win this series by 2 games or more.
Yeah, tonight I think is a big one for them. If they don't win with Snell tonight, I'm gonna feel pretty good about my plus 175 on the Brew Crew. I'm going fourth and short here. We've got Germany at Northern Ireland. One, Mark, we've been crushing your soccer in general and European World Cup qualifying. The original match days of UEFA qualifying, not so good. But cream is starting to rise in the import of these games. You can't piss away matches anymore like Germany did in the 2-0 loss to Slovakia. We saw Germany over the weekend against Luxembourg show what happens when they're ready to play. And I expect them to be ready to play against Northern Ireland. They beat Northern Ireland 3-1 at home. I like the starting 11 that they sent out there. I expect it to be more of the same. They need to push to win the group. This is not a team that's going to want to have to mess around and play extra games in the playoffs, and they have a chance to perhaps swing goal differential in their favor. Now, again, Windsor Park can be tough to play in. I don't think this is a total rout, but I do think that Northern Ireland's been playing above their heads a little bit, and I think Germany is going to be able to get one early, settle this match down, settle that crowd down, and tip the scales in their favor. So we've got more on that match coming up. Overtime, Beltway Ben.
Yeah. Do you want to just we both give out first overtime, then we both give out second, or how do you want to do this? We can do it. Okay. Because mine aren't together.
If they relate, if they don't relate, then
yeah. Okay. So I'll just do the first one. It's just a simple one for the game tonight. Now, I like to give you guys 2, especially on these Monday nights where you can get 2 different same game parlays, because you guys know I talk about it all the time, giving out same game parlays, getting it to anywhere from -20 to a little bit plus money. But I didn't love anything enough parlayed together in that Commanders game. I do like this a lot, though. Bijan Robinson, 60-plus rushing yards. Keon Coleman, 20-plus receiving yards. Now, Keon Coleman, there's a lot of questions around. Multiple times he's been benched in a quarter for discipline issues. I guess it's just not showing up to practice or whatever, and it's concerning. Bills fans are concerned. But he still had 20-plus receiving yards in every single game this year. Josh Allen's comfortable throwing the jump on him down the field. He's a different type of athlete. He gives them a lot, and he isn't, killing it. I get that. But 20-plus receiving yards for him can be one catch. And I know Josh Palmer's getting worked in there a little bit, but I think Coleman catches the ball down the field at some point tonight. I was considering his regular line, but instead just decided to parlay these 2 together. Bijan Robinson, 60-plus rushing yards. If he doesn't get there against this Bills defense, I think it's more on the coordinator and that team compared. Yeah, right. Or an injury, right. Which sometimes you can get, if it's a first quarter injury, you can get a bet back or your money back. So I don't think he'll get injured. I mean, you can't expect injuries, but anything happens in football. Football is one of those tough sports where it happens a lot more than others. And you'll see a guy on the sideline. I know you talked about it with Ibuka earlier, where it's didn't see the injury, and now he's on the sideline, and they're holding him out. They're going to need a big night from Bijan to win this game. And as Jason said, he thinks they have a shot. Buffalo really, if the Ravens defense doesn't crumble the way they did, Buffalo is in a much different spot right now. A much different spot right now. And that defense, as you mentioned, no Milano, that changes everything for them in both the run game and the pass game. So I do think Bijan gets 60. I don't think that's a real issue here. And then Keon Coleman, as I said, 20-plus in every game so far.
First overtime for me. Let's go back into UEFA World Cup qualifying. These matches, a lot of them are kicking off at 2:45, so just beware. So we've got 2 parlays going. Germany, I just talked about. Look, they've won 10 straight against Northern Ireland. This is a better Northern Ireland side. I respect Windsor Park, but I think Germany plays with a lead here. I think they come out attacking on the front foot, chasing goals. They're a little leakier in the back than your traditional German side. So this could be a BTTS situation in that Germany-Northern Ireland game. But I'm thinking a 3-1 scoreline, something like that. So, again, if Germany wins by 1, we're looking at a push in that leg. Slovakia have been great. Slovakia beat Germany 2-0 at home. Slovakia have been particularly good at home. They're trying to win the group. They have a chance to win the group, and running up the score on Luxembourg will help them win the group. Luxembourg 0-3 in World Cup qualifying, -7 goal differential. The last 7 times these countries have played, Slovakia has won 6 of those 7 with a goal differential of 17-2. I'm comfortable in a 2-0 type win here. it may end up being much more than 2 goals. I also have this parlayed third leg, Sweden -1 for a unit. That will get you plus 192. Sweden is my Penn State. If they don't come through for me today, punch me in the face. They're going to fire their skipper just like Franklin's got fired if they don't beat Kosovo today. Kosovo beat them 2-0 in the first leg. Cost me a lot of money. Parlays and individual on that game. Now, Sweden again just lost 2-0 to Switzerland. They hit the woodwork a couple times. Like, it maybe should have been 1-1, but like Alexander Isak and these guys can't freaking score for their country. Like, Sweden's not going to qualify for the World Cup. Most people thought Sweden was going to win this group, maybe win it somewhat comfortably. This is absolutely must-win territory, and not just must-win, like must obliterate. Like, probably need to come out of this game with a goal differential +3 or better in this match against Kosovo. So yeah, this is it. They're off my list. They're in the all-time fraud Hall of Fame. I mean, you're talking about not just like elite attack. Like, they've got 2 world-class strikers who would start on any top domestic team anywhere in the world. And they're going to not finally score freaking today. So that's the 3-legger with Sweden -1 for plus 192. Double overtime, Ben.
Yeah, I know we talked about Hall of Shame. So who would it be that? Because we talked about it all fair.
The whole country.
Okay.
The whole country is Sweden.
James
Beautiful.
Franklin.
It's beautiful, but
James Franklin is on there though. Like, that's set. We talked about it. I mean, he frauded me. It was me too. I mean, I was going with him. Jason told me to stop. And we went right back to them. Not only did we go back to them -20, they did cast a parlay though because they won the first half. Thank God, that's all I had in there. But they did cast a parlay for us. But yeah, James Franklin is in the Hall of Shame, and now he's also getting paid $48 million to watch TV and eat some food. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy how those buyouts work. Tampa Bay Lightning money line and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Vladdy,
nice.
1+ hit run RBI. This is the first. No, EK. Sorry. I'm wrong. I was going to say this is the first WannaBet NHL play, but EK.
No, I had a couple. I hit a couple in the finals. Yeah.
Did you?
I think I went 2-0 or 3-0 in the Stanley Cup Finals. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure, but yeah. We're going to Lightning. Lightning on the money line today against the Bruins. The Bruins have overachieved. I mean, they're 3-0 to start the year. You have a Tampa Bay Lightning team 0-2. When you look at these teams, the Lightning are a much better squad through and through. The Bruins, I just said, they've overachieved, but I think they're going to come down to earth a little bit. When you came into the season, they were looking at a team who was borderline top 20. They're just not that good. And then a Lightning team who was one of the better teams in the NHL. You know they're going to get it going at some point. You cannot start the season 0-3. I mean, the NHL is different. Anything can happen. But yeah. I just think they win on the road today. I know that's a little bit tougher, but we also add in Vladdy, 1+ hit run RBI. He's got pretty good numbers against Gilbert. And when you look at yesterday, I mean, Vladdy's an aggressive hitter. Like, the walk play that we had with Judge, I was happy to cash it. I'm not sure I'd go back to the walk again just because Vladdy's trying to hit. He does not want to walk. He's not trying to take. Vladdy is trying to hit. And he had 2 balls, one 108 yesterday and one 109. That one was a sharp ground out and one was a shot to center field. How about Bryce Miller? I mean, you give up a shot to right field.
I can't believe he shook it off, man. I thought he was done in the first inning.
And Springer's still staring at it. And after that, it was like, I mean, he was just incredible. So that was impressive. But I do think Vladdy gets 1 tonight. That's a hit, a run, or an RBI. I'm not like against Jason. I think the Mariners very well, and we'll get to that in a second, are live here. But still, Vladdy, the best player in this lineup, the way he has demolished baseballs, having the background he does with his father, he knows he needs to show up in these moments, especially trying to avoid starting 0-2. So I think he comes through with a base hit at some point to get us a hit, run, or RBI.
Yeah, double overtime. Look, plus 120 on the M's. Okay. Like, I think they got the better manager. No, they're not great on the road, but they just had a scrappy road win 12 hours ago. They've got the better bullpen. They've got the better manager? They've got the better manager, even though how are you not calling for replay on that bang bang play at the plate? That was crazy. How about that? I mean, okay. Look, I think the Toronto starter, like, that was amazing what he did against the Yankees. Guess what? Now he's got a whole country expecting him to do it again. Now he's against a lineup that's got Major League TrackMan data on him. Like, you're not coming out of nowhere. You're not totally shocking people. They're not trying to find minor league StatCast stuff. Like, everybody just saw that. Like, what happens if it's not a magic carpet ride tonight? Like, there's a bunch of dudes on that team who've stolen 30 bases. What happens when he has to pitch with guys like Julio on? Do you think Alejandro Kirk's throwing him out? So I just think there's too much value here on the Mariners. I also think even that Nathan Lukes thing could be a little bit tricky for them. Like, that's going to compromise that lineup, and it's going to compromise their outfield defense, which is already a little shady. Keep playing Santander in left field and watch what happens there. Like, I just think Seattle has a chance to grab a stranglehold of this series. I like the way Gilbert, and I'm not the biggest Gilbert. I like the way he's presented himself in the postseason so far. I think he's coming in with a lot of confidence, and now all of a sudden there's a lot of pressure on this Blue Jays team. And they were in the Yankees' head a little bit. The Yankees knew they didn't win in the division all year. This is a little different scenario. And I just think we got to be careful about expecting this pitcher to go out there for Toronto and be Cy Young again. And I also could see that manager being having a little too long of a leash for him. And again, I don't like Toronto's bullpen regardless. So give me the M's at plus
Sir
1.
Anthony. How about him?
Sir Anthony with runners on base. Forget about it.
I know.
You could steal third all day long. Your catcher could steal third. Your backup catcher could steal third. It's kind of embarrassing. So that's where we are. Beltway Ben is on a heater. Let the people know, Beltway Ben. I'm staying alive, folks. I'm staying alive. Yes.
Jeff, I think the wanna bet should be owed some of the $48 million buyout. You know what I mean? I think it should be a donation. I mean, we should talk with Franklin's people. Do you guys want to
He's got
donate?
time on his hands. Maybe we can get him on the podcast. We could get him picking college games. What do you think?
James, do you think your team bounces back this week? Big time spot. Do you trust the guys? That would be exciting.
Yeah, that would be something. So there we have it. That is the show. Tomorrow, I guess noon, I think.
Yeah, noon works.
Cool. There's all the information. If you scan that QR code, you get all our bets in real time that we make available to you in the Super Discord. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. We are excited to do this again tomorrow. You want to bet, we want to bet. Thank you for wanting to bet with us.